Hello, everyone. I'm Julie Banderas along with Joey Jones, Nicole Sapphire, Dr. Nicole Sapphire, and Raymond Arroyo. And welcome to the Big Weekend Show. The big story tonight, out of office. President Biden is on island time as his re-election hopes look dimmer by the day. Biden enjoying rest and relaxation in warm St. Croix, and as usual, ignoring reporters.
Any reaction to Maine dropping Trump from the ballot?
Yeah, I'm there with you. I don't have any New Year's resolutions either. While he's busy at the beach with his vacation from reality, southern border crossings surged to new records since December 1st. Over 286,000 migrants have already crossed. Now a caravan of nearly 6,000 more is quickly making its way north into the U.S. Republicans calling out Biden for a dereliction of duty as he seems to simply ignore this spiraling crisis. Fox News correspondent Lucas Tomlinson is following Biden in St. Croix. Happy New Year, Lucas.
Happy New Year, Julie. Many critics look at the southern border and the situation there as one of the reasons the president's poll numbers have tanked. One Republican congresswoman from Arizona says it has Democrats' attention now, too.
Republicans are really pushing for border security. I mean, you even have Democrat governors like the Democrat governor in Arizona, Katie Hobbs, saying the Biden administration is failing miserably. And so I hope we can reach a deal with Biden where he changes border security policies, but then he has to implement them.
You mentioned that new migrant caravan heading north through Mexico. There's some 8,000 people in there. The group's leader recently spoke to the cameras.
The President of the United States must help us, as we are migrants. In reality, some of us only go to the U.S. for 4, 5, 6, 7 years, and then return to our country. For this reason, we demand that Joe Biden help us.
As you mentioned, Julie, there's been 286,000 migrant encounters at the southern border in December. That's the highest ever in a month in American history, breaking the previous record set 3 months ago. There have been 770,000 encounters since October 1st, making the first quarter of this new fiscal year also the highest in American history. That's more people than the population of Seattle in just the past 3 months. Here's former DHS Acting Secretary Chad Wolf.
Whatever it is that this administration puts in place, it encourages instead of deterring this illegal behavior. Again, most Americans like immigrants. We like legal immigration, not illegal immigration, which is what we are seeing today.
And the Justice Department now threatens to sue Texas Governor Greg Abbott over a bill he signed into law last week, which gives his state the right to arrest and deport migrants. Abbott says he's going to fight this all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court. There's no doubt next year the Supreme Court is going to be very busy, Julie.
Oh, yes, they are indeed. Lucas Tomlinson, thank you very much. President Biden, meantime, isn't breaking a sweat as he soaks up some island sun. That's because he has the media still doing all his dirty work as it sells broken Bidenomics to the American people. But are you buying? I don't know about that. They aren't doing a very good job because Americans aren't getting fooled.
Bidenomics, Biden's formula for strong economic growth from the bottom up, is not only driving a surge in the U.S. economy and a boom in large-scale infrastructure, it's so much greater than even the experts in economic stuff expected it to be.
Look at the numbers, and Bidenomics is working.
From the perspective of economic management, dealing with what's dealt you, President Biden is just not getting the praise he deserves. The best economic performance of any president since Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
I'm going to tell you the truth. I think Joe Biden has a better story to tell for re-election than Obama did.
What? I want what they're having. It's not even New Year's Eve yet. My God. A new Fox News poll tells a little different story. An astounding 66% of people said that 2023 was a year to forget for our country. Only a quarter of Americans thought it was a good year. Even residents in Biden's hometown of Scranton, Pennsylvania, have had enough.
This economy sucks. I mean, everything's going up except, paychecks.
It's tougher for people, So how could he be seeing it through our eyes? It's just gotten tougher, I feel like, for everybody.
I don't think any of them see it through the eyes of the people. I think they all see it through the eyes of Washington. I think it's gotten worse. I'm a registered Democrat, but I'm not happy.
Okay, there you go. Registered Democrat.
Not happy.
And that is someone who voted Biden into office. I mean, this is a perfect example of buyer's remorse.
Well, elections has consequences, and unfortunately, we are all living through them right now. Now, to be fair, 2023 didn't see the recession that this time last year everyone was warning about, which is, okay, so let's celebrate that, I guess. But that doesn't mean that we should go out there and start celebrating this Bidenomics. It doesn't matter how many times they continue to say Bidenomics. It doesn't mean things are peachy keen. Bottom line is you still have the costs of things are still very high. Yes, they're not increasing at the same rate, but it's still the cost of goods are still 3% higher than they were last year. People are not feeling the benefits. Yes, you're starting to see some mortgage rates come down, but the costs of living, your utilities, your mortgages, everything is just so unaffordable for the American people right now. And when people are going to the store, they don't have that disposable income. They're not able to put it in their savings. And the reality is, under Trump, they had a lot more spendable income. I'm sorry, it was just better under Trump.
I mean, you were laughing through that, but I think that was nervous laughter near tears. I think you were actually close to crying.
Well, look. The media spin on this is so absurd. I mean,
crazy.
Julie, this is if your house is flooding and somebody says, it's okay, the hydration is going to be spectacular for you people. I mean, that's basically what they're telling us. When you dig into this Fox poll, it's really, for the Biden administration, this is a disaster. 61% of Democrats, 93% of Republicans, and 85% of independents say this is a bad economy for them. And all you have to do is look at the underlying evidence here. 61% of Americans living paycheck to paycheck. You got 20 million Americans who are not paying their utility bills. Something is clearly wrong with this economy, and the rank crazy spending of Joe Biden has really not helped matters much. The debt is going through the roof. We're at, what, $33 trillion of debt? That's $100,000 for every man, woman, and child in America. I don't think people fully grasp that.
Don't forget the migrants, too.
The migrants.
Not just Americans, but all the migrants
all the migrants that we also are responsible for now and that these cities are having to absorb. Right. And that's why these cities are now burdened.
And, Joey, the top two issues are immigration and inflation. And those are two things that the Biden administration has failed horribly on. He is in denial about inflation, and he's also in denial about immigration.
Yeah, let me explain how some of these affect regular Americans. And that's not to say that you guys don't know this, but regular Americans who we're talking to at home, immigration, take that for example. My dad was a brick and block mason. He charged, we'll just put a random number out there, $1.25 a block. That's what it took for him to hire 3 or 4 laborers, another mason, pay for the materials to get there, lay the block, and make just enough money on the back end that if it took an extra day or two of labor, he still made money. If Hispanics come in, and back in the 90s and 2000s, it was Hispanics, but it was southern border now, who knows? But if illegal migrants come in and they don't have to pay for Social Security disability, they don't have to pay for insurance, they don't have to pay taxes, and they can lay that block for 50 cents a block, you know what happens? My dad is forcibly retired at 56 years old and dies at 63 from probably alcoholism and a broken heart. So this issue attacked my family right head on. It attacked my dad's career. It took it away from him, left him to his worst vulnerabilities, and that's not anybody's fault but his. But I saw this issue really attack my hometown and my family. Wow. And I say that having grown up with the kids of illegal immigrants that I love and call friends and fellow Americans.
Right.
So it is an issue that's hard to wrap your hand around and have one opinion or the other, but it's an issue that attacks the lower class and lower middle class. You look at inflation, how do poor people have a chance at getting ahead in life? They borrow capital to invest in their ideas and their hard work. You can't do that if that money costs more than you can pay back.
Yeah.
And that's where we are. What's your number one means of gaining capital if you're poor and you don't have something is your home, if you happen to have paid some of it off. So we're going to borrow money at 6.5%, 7%. You can't do that to take a risk on starting a business. Mm-hmm. So there's so much about this that, yeah, you can show, groceries don't cost quite as much, or energy's coming down a little bit, or mortgage rates are coming down a little bit, but the situation in its entirety looks really bleak for people just trying to get a step up.
Well, people can't. The American dream will not exist if people cannot go out and afford homes, and home prices right now are unaffordable for the majority of Americans. Not to mention the interest rates.
Savings. You have to have the ability to accrue savings. But when you look at these numbers, Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, even those making $100,000 and more. This is not a sustainable situation.
No, right now in this economy, first-time home buyers are out.
Yep.
They're just completely out. They can't afford it. And home prices right now have not returned to pre-pandemic levels, and the interest rates are crazy. Now, the interest rates are supposed to be going down sometime in the spring, early summer.
They're going down from super crazy to just really crazy.
To average, but still
kid
above
ourselves.
average, considering what we had under the Trump administration. All right.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.